microphone, but I didn't get here on my own. Mama told me my first song and brother let me sing along when I didn't have to. We hear it every day, this world has gone astray. They wanna be the first to tell you it's getting worse, but what they don't tell you, there's people coming through, and people like you and you and you. You didn't have to, but you do, you keep on coming through. When you feel like you can't cope and you're at the end of the rope, just leave your heart wide open. You start to feel that hope. Come on through, yeah. Think about how far we've come, the impossible we've done. Compassion, innovation, through every generation. There's people coming through, and people like you and you and you. You didn't have to, but you do, you keep on coming through. Yeah, you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm singing you. Thank you. To the teachers and creators, to the givers and caretakers, enterprises and 9-to-5ers, we're all just earth survivors, and I feel alive. To everyone who helped me along, who listened to my song, and who made these strings all strum, and who made this microphone. Well, I know who. The people coming through, and people like you and you and you. You didn't have to, but you do, you keep on coming through, and people coming through, people like you and you and you. You didn't have to, but you do, you keep on coming through. Yeah, you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm singing you. Thank you. Yeah, the people coming through, and people like you, and people coming through, and people like you.
Good morning. My name is Liz Jamieson-Dunne, and I welcome you to today's virtual service of the Hilltop Centers for Spiritual Living. What a glorious day to honor our faith, to honor each other, to uplift our souls. The inspiration of Reverend Dr. Guy's beautiful words, his talks, the readings, the beautiful music, and the meditation. All designed, along with the birds flying and this background noise, to bring us to a point of love, peace, of shedding the anxieties and worries of today, because there are so many. It's a challenging place to live today. And more important than ever, that we go inside, find our own grounding, our own compass, to lead us to a higher way of facing today, with all the anxieties and all of the wonderful things too that are going on, and find that balance within us. So my morning prayer is this: to welcome you, to say that you are in the right place. No matter what your path is, you are welcome. And know that we love you. We are here for you always. Namaste. And so it is. Reading for November. Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. By Melody Beattie. And so it is. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Focus on the air and the flow of your breath. Let the flow of your breath rise and fall, noticing any tension in your body and allowing that to melt away. Take a moment to think of 3 clear intentions that you want for your future life. Have them be about gratitude and resting in gratitude. Now, allow yourself to be with that sense of gratitude and setting these intentions. Feel the sense of joy, of peace, of love that these thoughts bring to you, knowing that as you start each day, you could use these grateful intentions to light your way. Know that when we are in gratitude, we are not in fear. Allow these thoughts to come in and immerse and lay down into your subconscious mind. Explore the feeling. Explore these intentions as they start to become clearer to you. Allow yourself to sit in relaxation, in immense gratitude. These incredible goals are unfolding. Know that as you are in love and appreciating life and being in gratitude for all that you have, that you are experiencing the richness of what God means for all of us to walk that road of happy destiny. That knowing that as we honor all aspects of our life that bring us joy, that bring us peace, that bring us love, we are honoring the divine and ourselves. Knowing that gratitude and gratefulness moves us into wonderful light. And as you now come out of it and start to re-enter, appreciate these new intentions. And so it is.
Hello, dear friends, and welcome to another one of our Sunday celebrations. So I want to start with a question. What would your life be like if gratefulness was a habit? Maybe another question. What would your inner circle, your family, your close friends, those who you spend the most time with, your tribe, what if gratitude was a habit, a way of life? What would our nation be like if gratefulness was a way of life? What would the world be like if gratefulness was practiced as a way of life by all people? You know, it's easy to feel grateful when we're flushed, right? When everything is going our way, we really recognize that we live in an abundance of shared gifts. You know, this Thanksgiving is a time when we come together. It's a national holiday when we gather with friends and family, with those whom we love, and we acknowledge all the things that we are grateful for. And again, in most times and in most years, you know, all these external things are sort of working for us. And so it's easy to feel grateful. But this year it's different, isn't it? As you know, we often film, and like we are doing today, we're filming this video on the Thursday before Thanksgiving. And as I was getting ready to come into the center to film, I noticed on the Washington Post that the CDC has issued a statement where they're asking people not to travel this Thanksgiving. And so many of us won't be sharing this Thanksgiving with larger circles. Many of us won't be with members of our family. Many of us won't be with friends and close ones. You know, I know several of you this week, some of you are self-quarantining so that you can bring other members into the family where they're safe and protected. The reality is we're all making sacrifices this year. This is that Thanksgiving, the one where we make sacrifice for a greater good, that we hold off, that we bring things in so that a greater good can come from where we are. And you know, I know for many of you that are listening to me, and I know for myself personally, you know, we're some of the fortunate ones, aren't we? Because what I do know is that 250,000 mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, cousins, friends won't be sitting at the Thanksgiving table, because that's how many have died of this pandemic, along with all the other things. And then we compound it with other things that are going on. I'm sure you've seen the footages of the lines in Texas that are lining up for food banks, and those that are losing their homes, losing their businesses, not knowing where the next thing is coming from. You know, it's an interesting time, and it's an interesting season because we see so many people giving so much and really stepping forward. We're watching the nurses and the doctors in the hospitals that are truly acting in remarkable ways, and the essential workers who are putting themselves at risk for us, the scientists who are working tirelessly, those people who are volunteering and giving their time so that we can move beyond this, move through this to the next thing that's coming. And then we juxtapose that with our political leaders who are dining in fine restaurants without masks, who are traveling to exotic countries or states without masks, who are playing golf, who have really advocated the responsibility. And I'm speaking on both sides here, that both sides of the political spectrum have done nothing to provide for the common good. And in many ways, one of the things I know that I'm personally feeling is a sense of being abandoned by the leadership that we have entrusted to take care of us. You know, Thanksgiving is kind of like the national celebration of Passover. It's a time when we come together, and it's a time that we remember. And this one it's even more profound, more powerful because of the work that we're trying to do, and watching this sad fact of how our nation has been torn apart, and people are trying to politicize something that is really inviting all of us to come together. And so, yeah, like I said a few moments ago, it's easy to be grateful when we're flushed. But can we practice gratitude at a time like this? Can we, in a sense, even now, make gratitude our way of living and our way of life? You know, it is something that the wise teachers of all traditions say, that in a really important way. You know, I love this term that comes from Buddhism called mental hygiene. And mental hygiene really is the practice of quieting our noisy, worrisome minds in this ordinary world, and then to relax to the familiar, to the things that are there, that are around, and to be aware of the things that we are appreciative of. Diana Butler Bass, in her book, Gratefulness, says this: that is what a practice of gratitude comes to. All around us, every day, there are gifts. Whether we are facing a crisis or not, no matter our challenges or feelings, there are gifts, most of which go unnoticed, unappreciated, and often disregarded. You know, somewhere I remember in senior life saving, many years ago, but in senior life saving, one of the things that, the first thing that you're taught is to keep yourself alive, because you can't save someone else if you're drowning. And so the first thing that you learn is how to protect yourself so that you can protect others. And in many ways, this is the principle of the whole spiritual path, right? Self-awareness and helping others. And, you know, something that my teacher used to say is this. She used to say that, you know, self-awareness without service is narcissism. And service without self-awareness is drudgery and boredom. You know, again, what Diana Butler Bass says is this: but if we cultivate our awareness to see that those gifts more often with clearer and more consistent vision, something else happens. Thankfulness becomes more habitual, a regular part of how we respond to the world. Yes, gratitude still holds the power to surprise and elicit a strong emotional response. However, as a habit, it also becomes a steadying companion, incorporated into the story of our lives. So we cultivate, we practice, we allow ourselves to be engaged in the experience of gratefulness in all the things that are around us, and we look for them. And what I want to offer is a practice of self-awareness, a way of becoming, a way of allowing ourselves to be filled with what Diana Butler Bass says, not only that sense of surprise and that sense of empowerment, but that really our mind is always in a state of gratefulness. And you know, again, something that we know as students of metaphysics, especially those of us who are students of new thought, is that that habitual way of thinking does not depend on the external. It doesn't, as Emma Curtis Hopkins says, you know, we should not be deceived by the appearance of things, but rather our attention is on what is unseen. Because again, what we understand from the mystical traditions is this: it's the unseen things that are the most real and most powerful, because the seen things are ephemeral and they're changing and they're moving. And so what appears to be real today externally does not appear the same way tomorrow. And what didn't seem real yesterday is real today. But if our attention is not on the appearance of things, but on the essence of things, this is where we take our power back, because here we can rest in that sense of gratefulness. You know, a prayer that I often say is a prayer from a 15th century mystic by the name of Teresa of Avila. Teresa of Avila is a wonderful and very interesting person, and she lived in times that were just as tumultuous, if not more tumultuous, than the times that we're in right now. And she understood what we understand now, is after the times of plagues and war and pandemics, renaissances follow. And so for her, there was a steadiness. And she used to keep as a bookmark in her prayer book this specific prayer that I want to share with you. My invitation is to pray it, to memorize it. Maybe like I do. I have like 3x5 cards, and I stick them in books that I'm reading, and sometimes if I'm, kind of wherever I am, I'll open it, and here is this prayer. Let nothing disturb you. Let nothing frighten you. All things are passing away. God never changes. Patience obtains all things. Whosoever has God lacks nothing. God alone suffices. And so we remember that God alone suffices. And that if we have God, we lack nothing. We don't need to be concerned. We don't need to worry or be frightened. We understand that what is happening on the external is passing. It always has, and it always will. But that idea, that divine presence, is unchanging, not unloving, not withdrawn, but the divine is always the divine. It can only be the divine. And so what is unchanging is love. And love is the force of creation. Love is the force of newness. Love is the force that even in the appearance, even in the sacrifices that we are making. So if we look at a table that is missing a few people, if we look that we have, that we're not seeing, Aunt Sally or Uncle Joe, that we're not with friends whom we love, that we're asked to sort of pare down and hone down on those things, we don't need to be concerned. And as a nation, with gratefulness as a way of life, we respond with generosity. We respond with kindness. We respond with unity, allowing what is new, what is emerging, what is coming forth, this new reordering that even though it may not appear to be that way, in truth, it is. So please, be careful. Be safe. Wear your masks. Wash your hands. Practice social distancing. These are acts of love. We do them because we recognize that our life and all life is a precious gift. And as we understand that gift for ourselves, that self-awareness, we love and support others by doing what is right. And so we open ourselves to that divine wisdom that is inspiring us even now, understanding that the divine is always creating, and it's always creating new, that it is always moving, and that it is moving forward. And so we open ourselves to that wisdom that guides us. We are grateful for the strength and the support that is there. And we let our mind, our imagination, and our soul fill with wonder and amazement as how we look out and see beauty everywhere. And so it is. So thank you once again for being part of our Sunday celebration. Thank you for being part of the Hilltop Spiritual Center Fellowship and letting your friends know and sharing. And I got to say that I'm really excited about next week's Thanksgiving special that we're doing for you. We've been working really hard. We got some fun things up. So please, next Sunday, the Thanksgiving, make yourself a turkey sandwich. Pour yourself up a cup of soup. Whatever you do on that Sunday morning, and sit back and relax with your friends and family, or just by yourself, know that you're not by yourself. You're with many of us that are participating, and enjoy that. Please also know that we are going to be opening up our prayer circles to larger opportunities to come together and pray. So stay connected, watch the newsletter. Information is coming. And also know that we have suspended our live services this coming Sunday, the 22nd, 23rd, whatever. This coming Sunday is our last live service for a while, until it's safe to come back together. But we'll still be here. And we're here because part of this fellowship is you're supporting us. We're all supporting this. We're all giving our time, our talent, and our treasure. This is a worthy venture. And we're here because of you. And so thank you. It's important. It's important. Your gift is important, because right now, every dollar counts. So thank you for your continual and generous support. So happy Thanksgiving to all of you, and to those whom you love, and those whom you receive love from myself, from our board of trustees, from our practitioners. We wish you many, many, many blessings.
Watch the feathers float around me. Well, they float to the ground, and they don't make a sound. Will you be like the feathers and never hurt me? Well, I was born in a town of trees, where the leaves in the fall fell on me. Will you be like the leaves and fall on me gently? Well, I am bound by this sense of lightness, and I can feel when the earth it moves like this, and when the rocks fall down there too heavy to bear. I'll need you to remind me it's not always like this. Well, I am sitting watching the sea. I grab a fistful of sand, let it fall through my hand. Will you be like the sand and fly on the wind? And now I watch as a leaf, it falls on the stream, and it carries it down and all around. Will you be like the stream carry me? Well, I am bound by this sense of lightness, and I can feel when the earth it moves like this, and when the rocks fall down there too heavy to bear. I'll need you to remind me it's not always like this. wanna thank you for making things clearer. You know how to ease my mind, 'cause I am bound by this sense of lightness, and I can feel when the earth it moves like this, and when the rocks fall down, they're too heavy to bear. I'll need you to remind me it's not always like